Hello, beautiful soul, and welcome back to Mystic Monday. I am your host, Ashley, interfaith reverend, mystic, your spiritual guide and friend, here to bring you your weekly sermon, your weekly teaching, to bring you into trust and healing so that you can be the black sheep that you were born to be, so that you can stand out, so that you can follow your path. Even if other people think you're crazy, even if other people disagree, this is about sovereignty. This is about you dying to the facades. This is about you releasing who you are not. Enlightenment, the quote unquote goal of all spiritual practice, means to see clearly. It means to metaphorically die to illusion, to what is untrue. And the Tao Te Ching talks about this, where this is about returning to your original essence, releasing what's in the way. Even Tantra talks about this. It's never about what do I have to go get? It's never about what do I need to attain? It's really about what needs to be dissolved. Because we attain, we attract, we manifest only what we're available for, only what we're vibrating at in terms of frequency and manifestation. So if you've been trying to attain and reach and move and go and things aren't flowing, it's probably because you have internal things going on, internal glass ceilings. Enlightenment is a path of destruction of untruth. And today I wanted to bring you into the chakra system. Chakra is an Indian word that means energy center, wheel of energy. And these teachings come from yoga philosophy, which comes from Hinduism, ancient Indian metaphysical philosophy, and religion. The chakras are the invisible blueprint to the map of our reality. Everything that you are, everything that you want, all that you are meant to become and receive and achieve through your own awakening is held within the information field of your chakras. We have three lower chakras, the root, the sacral, the solar plexus. These are connected more so to our physical reality, how we attain survival, how we meet our needs, our identity in the world, our relationships, and our emotions. The upper three chakras, the throat, the third eye, and the crown, are connected to spirituality, this transient metaphysical reality that is underneath the physical reality. Not only is it underneath the physical reality, but it organizes and creates the physical reality. Similar to magnets and iron filings, magnets can move around iron filings based on their frequency. So the energy organizes the material world, and it is the blueprint. Similar to the blueprint of a house. If you want to go build something like a house, you have a blueprint, you have a map. Your energy system is the map. But I left out one chakra. So you have three lower that are connected to matter, more so your life, your humanity, right? Upper three, spiritual centers, oneness, the truth as you see it and perceive it. And then the fourth chakra is the one I left out. It's the heart. The fourth chakra is the bridge between the physical world of matter and the spiritual world, the energetic world. You can't see phone energies moving through the world. You can't see, most of us can't see telephone energy, microwave energy, but it's moving through the world and it casts a great impact. And that's the same thing with our energy. If you cut open the body, you're not going to see the meridian systems. Acupuncture is based on the meridian systems. You're not going to see it with your naked eye, but it is there and it is operating under the surface, similar to a computer programming system. So, whenever you come into the Mystics Path Mystery School, we are upgrading your programming from the inside out. So, the heart is the bridge. The heart is known as Anahata in Sanskrit. And that translates to unbroken and unbound. So the nature of your heart is just that. The heart chakra extends all the way through your arms and your hands. It's how you give and receive love. And I remember my teacher, Alberto Violdo, my shamanic teacher, used to say that we have objectified love. That in order for many people to feel love, they need romantic love. They place love into a person, into an object. They objectify their true nature. Whereas when you study Sufi mystics and like Rumi, and when you study these traditions that are rooted in God's love, romantic love is a tiny piece of that wholeness. And you could argue, you could say that in order to step into that river of romantic love and sacred union, you have to know that you are love. You have to be love because you don't attract what you want, you attract what you are. You attract the sacred lessons to move you closer to who you are. And that's not always rainbows and butterflies. The greatest gifts that I've been given, some of the greatest gifts that I've been given have been birthed from my wounding, specifically from romantic love. In romantic love, we are stripped down, mind, body, and soul, unless we're guarded, and that's another conversation. But when you enter in to that experience of love, you give somebody influence over you. You are stepping into union. If you're sharing your body, if you're sharing your thoughts, if you're sharing your emotions, you are including someone in your personal reality. And when you include someone in, the closer you get, the more you are influencing each other. And that is sacred union. Sacred union is positively influencing each other, taking someone's highest good and operating from that place, not just from a place of your highest good, but actually including someone else's highest good into how you behave when no one's looking. So the heart chakra is about awakening to love. The element of the heart chakra is air. And mystics of old call the heart chakra the seat of your soul. And being the center of the lower and the upper chakras, there's a teaching there about balance, about Aini. This is a shamanic Quechua word that means right reciprocity, right relationship. I am someone who has been provided for financially in my life, and I've got that security in the root chakras, in the root chakra and the lower chakras, and I've really had the opportunity to explore the upper realms, so much so that I got lost in them. And this is what we see often with sensitive, empathic, artistic, gifted souls who come into the world of duality, where you have light and dark, good and bad, positive and negative, who incarnate and have a really hard time being here on this planet, being in the world of temporal reality, life and death. And we've been conditioned to believe that being spiritual means operating in this upper realm of self-transcendence, to deny the body, to rise above the human experience, to only operate in the higher chakras with the focus on ascension and purification and growth. And this is an outcome of patriarchal spirituality, where God is gendered as the Father that is up in the sky. where God is seen as something to attain and to reach for salvation and to purify oneself so as to become worthy of salvation after life. The shamans and many mystics don't see it that way. And this is where we go into the conversation of the suppression of the feminine principle, the part of you that relishes in the embodied, incarnated experience of life and death. To be healed is to become whole. So when we talk about union and harmony and balance and power, it is about unifying the upper and the lower chakras, and the gateway, the instrument, the threshold is through love, is through the heart. And for me, I used to have a lot of addiction problems and a lot of escapism problems and a lot of this feeling of, I don't want to be incarnated. It's too hard here. And that comes from my own trauma. That comes from the patterns and the wounding that I have experienced that made it feel unsafe to be incarnated, to be rooted, to be committed to this life. And you can go too far into spirituality. The Buddha taught the middle way, the way of no extremes. The heart is that middle way, is the bridge between the upper and the lower. The heart has the map to union between these forces. The heart is that inner sanctuary where we can hear and heed the calling to heal and become whole again. And shamanism walked me down from heaven, down from this castle in the sky that I had built for myself. This feeling of, I don't want to be here. I don't want to do this. I feel like I'm separate from God. I feel like I've been casted out. Organized institutional religion has wounded many. When it comes to that creation story of you got casted out. And so forever, so many people feel incomplete and unworthy, and they're searching for love in all the wrong places. I was searching for love in all the wrong places, in pot, in romantic love, in a way that was from lack of connection to myself, lack of wholeness. And then I awakened spiritually and I found another ticket to escapism. I used to use the same teachings that saved me to escape again, to go above my emotions. I didn't want to be in them and feel them. And a person who is living only in the upper chakras, they struggle with money. They struggle with making decisions. And I see this a lot with my women clients that I work with, where there is a weak sense of self, where there is a deepened connection to the higher chakras of spirit and love and empathy, but there is a weak sense of authority in the world when it comes to personal will. So when we talk about unifying these forces, it's about living from the heart, anchoring like a tree down into the earth, renewing your relationship with Mother Matter, renewing your relationship to life and death, to the sun and the moon, to the duality, to the pain and the joy that is so temporary, that we get to walk into this life and awaken our spirits while being human. And the shamans would say, you don't do this tomorrow. You don't even do it tonight. You do it right now. Now is the time of your awakening. What if this was meant to be? What if all your traumas were being used to propel you into greater wisdom and compassion? What if there was nothing, quote unquote, wrong that you did or that happened? What if from this place where you stand right now, you are destined to move forward from the heart? And a practice for you this week, if you feel called to come down from the upper realms and to start to trust yourself as a human, to make decisions, to make authoritative decisions over your life, to use your will that is connected to love. Not to just say, oh, whatever's in the flow, and I'm just going to flow and let things come to me. It's to actually imprint your will into this world, rooted in love. It is to bring the heavenly energy of the upper chakras down into how you live your life moment to moment. So, a practice for you this week is to see from the back of your heart, to bring your awareness down into the back of your heart, like if you had wings, to breathe into the back of the heart and feel the sanctuary where love and wisdom reside within you. And that is your GPS. And then bringing that deep love and that deep wisdom down into the animal of your body and using your will, your power that you were given to make the changes that you came here to make. What is the next step for your life? And are you waiting for the next oracle card to show you? I totally do this sometimes where I just hesitate, where I wait in order to move something in my life. And then the pressure starts to build, and I feel like I can't stay where I am. So instead of waiting for the next spiritual message, instead of waiting for an angel or God to move my feet, I start moving my feet. This is even in the Bible where they're walking into the water and it says, I need you to walk in before I part the waters for you. And they were chest deep before the waters parted. So, this is about using your sovereignty and your personal will, rooted in love, rooted in the heart, to create change in your life, to trust yourself. We came here to make mistakes. We came here to fail. We came here to F around and find out. And one way, one ritual changes the brain. One ritual for you this week. So you have the seeing from the back of your heart and then going down into that human self, the lower chakras, and moving something in your life that you've been waiting for permission to move. Another thing you can do is to give an offering to the earth, to Mother Matter. And the way that we do that in shamanism is you have an item, a flower, an incense, and you blow your intention into the item, your gratitude, your prayer, and then you give it to the earth. And maybe your prayer is, I want to reconnect with Mother Matter. I commit to my incarnation. There's pain and there's joy. And there's also enlightenment. There's also the potential to awaken spiritually while in a human body. And that's when the party really begins. So you can lay an offering on the earth and really commit yourself to this life. I know there is so many heavy things going on. I know that there is so much light and dark. There's so much desecration of the sacred on this planet. And it is really freaking hard to be here sometimes. And I cry about that and I feel that. And this message is not coming from a book that I've read. This is coming from my own experience of not wanting to be here and then choosing life again. Choosing life again. All of this is temporary. What have you been waiting for permission to do? If you knew that all of this would end, how courageous would you live? And would you still wait for that oracle card or that message, or would you start moving? What is that next action step? And when we pray to the earth, when we lift her up, when we commit to our connection to Mother Matter in our bodies, our bones, our blood, that which has been left out of institutional religion, the feminine principle, that which has been demonized, that which has been suppressed. Don't even get me started on the witch trials and the tens of thousands of women that were exiled, killed, removed because they wouldn't conform, because they would dance naked with the trees. And people thought that they were worshiping demons and that they were the problem in the tribe and the community, and they killed them. There is a lot of darkness on the planet when it comes to the suppression and the demonization of the feminine principle in all beings. And this is your call to refresh and to reestablish yourself as an incarnated soul on this planet today. Let the earth help you. Let your favorite tree help you. Ask and it is given. The earth provides for us. There is an indwelling essence of God, and it is feminine. In Jewish mysticism, it's called the Shekinah. The Shekinah is the indwelling presence of God, God in the body, God in matter, God right here in you right now. The indwelling essence of the divine. And look around nature because she wants to help you hold what you can't hold by yourself. Let me know how this message spoke to you today, my love. Thank you for being here. This is truly one of my favorite things to share these teachings, to share from my heart what has served me and helped me recommit to life. And I'm doing it alongside of you. I do not believe in hierarchy. I do not believe in pedestaling people. We are side by side. If you loved this message today, please like and subscribe, all the amazing things, and comment. That really helps me get this message out to more people. Thank you for doing that. I love you, and I will see you next week.